2 weeks ago, actually, when it was sunny.
That's part of the intro, Andy.
Meeting.
Talking about your
means that
horizontal
we've got
hail.
awesome Andy weather chat.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, do you know what? I'm glad that we got to have the awesome Andy weather chat because it all got lost from the Money in the Bank live stream that we did when Rich's internet cut out.
Oh yeah,
Andy came in. Andy did his entrance, and he had a whole chat with Sean about weather that was insanely boring, and it just so happened to be when there was no internet and nothing was actually being streamed.
We can do it now. Basically,
It honestly went for about 7 minutes.
Oh my God. How can you talk about weather for 7 minutes?
It was a lot of weather.
Like this.
Yeah.
Go, Andy.
I know. I'll condense it to 10 seconds.
No.
My flat was hot, so I went to another flat.
Cool. Why didn't you say that on the live stream? Hello, everyone. Welcome to WrestleTalk After Dark, by the way. Oh, God, voice crack.
We started hot.
Oh, it's wrong, guys. I'm not. Shut up. Yeah. Welcome. I'm joined by. Wait, hold on. Let me do it like Adam. Joining me for this episode of Board Game Club, we're joined by Abby,
Hello.
Luke,
Hello there.
Laurie,
All right.
Andy,
Aye.
and no one else. Hi, Adam.
Fair. Punk IPA.
Punk IPA is what you got today. Very
And a
nice.
coaster.
And a coaster. Yeah.
Or Batman
Luke?
coaster.
I am on Amstel.
Hey, that's my coaster.
That is actually. It was the only
mine
beer that was
now.
available in Sainsbury's. Is my Daredevil one still there?
Sure. I'm Luke.
Thanks, mate.
Adam.
For context for
My
audio
Nicolas Cage
listeners,
one is still there.
Adam's in the office. The
Here's
rest
Look,
of the
I'm
office.
in the office.
Here's a fun suggestion, Adam. There has been a parcel for Luke for about a year and a half on his desk. Do you want
Is
to open
there
it?
really?
I will.
Oh,
I'm also going to name and shame while I'm here because
Uh-oh.
Laurie and I were in the office on Monday and we went to the bin. The bin, which crucially, this is a big part of the story, does not have a bin bag in it, and we found several bits of rubbish in there. Andy, explain.
Andy.
Andy, do you know how? And Andy, do you know how we know it's you? It's because it's all fucking Haribo packets.
And also, no one else has been to the office in the last year.
So yeah, it's mine. But also, Ollie told me that the place was being cleaned every week. So he clearly stopped doing that.
Well, then maybe they opened it and went, "There's no fucking bin bag in here. I'm not tipping this out on the floor."
Forcing him to reach into our bin to extract
Yeah.
heavily worn Haribo packet.
I didn't throw anything in there that was going to rot. I just
that's probably the
Big
worst
of you.
thing. It's not biodegradable.
Yeah.
I want to see what's
no,
in this
Adam.
this package.
Yeah, me
So
too.
do I, actually. I'm very curious to find out what's in this. It's probably some sponsor. It's an Amazon Prime thing.
No, but it's addressed by hand. So I reckon it's a fan that sent you something a long time ago.
Okay. Let's
But
have a-
honestly,
let's
it's
have a
been there
look.
since almost the
Is
start of
it
lockdown.
porn?
Is it porn?
To me, it looks almost
feels
like a kind
porn.
of like an old game,
Feels
like an
like
old
it,
video
yeah.
game.
Luke's been ordering.
I was going to go
analog
get a
porn.
drink. I was going to go get a drink, but I'm too invested in
Luke.
this now.
Don't order.
is it?
Don't order. First of all, don't order physical porn. Come on,
No.
get in the 2020s, mate. And second of all, don't order physical porn to the office.
Is it blow up?
Yeah, it's bad.
Where else am I going to get sent to? My wife will find it if it comes here.
My wife.
She keeps opening my post in case it's porn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm working my way.
Don't know
through
why.
this. Let's
I'm
see.
genuinely so invested in this. I've
Me
no
too.
idea what
Yeah.
this could
It's
be.
been there for a year.
Great.
I'll tell you what. So my immediate thought was this is a Mega Drive something because it's Luke, but it
Can we all have a guess?
bends
Oh
slightly.
god, if it's
Is it
a Mega Drive
supposed to
thing and you
bend?
if it's a Mega Drive thing and you've bent it, I'll be very upset.
What if it's like fresh
Anthrax.
food that's a year old?
Can we all have a guess?
Yeah, you can
all right,
all
it is.
have one guess.
I think it's a book.
Oh, that's what I was
Oh,
going
I
to
was gonna
say.
I'm gonna need more specifics.
Yeah, be more specific.
I think it is. It can't be. It won't be Journey into Darkness or the other one that we were supposed to be reading on After Dark because we've got both of those.
No, I reckon it's a Big Apple takedown. It's a new version of Big Apple. Apple
No,
takedown.
do you know what I think? Okay, here's my thing. It is a novelization of The Marine starring John Cena.
Oh,
All right, Pete. Let's head over to you.
okay. I'm going to say some book about Games Master.
Some book about Games Master. Abby, your thoughts?
I'm going to go with some hipster craft book of beer around the UK.
That does sound like the terrible thing that Luke would order. Laurie, yourself.
I'm going to say it's a book about. It's a fantasy book where wrestlers are gladiators.
Nice. And Andy.
I don't think it's a book. I've held it. I haven't opened it, but I've held it, and I was like, "This doesn't feel like." I reckon it's like 2 cartridges next to each other, so maybe 2 like old games that you can kind of
That's a
bend between.
good guess.
And he does have the tactile advantage. First of all, I will say that the address also has in brackets Dance Chopper underneath it. So, first of all,
Man, what a sign of the times.
So it's
a pre-pandemic package. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's sent by a fan then?
I think it's sent by a fan, and it's been there for over a year.
So it's
Has
not
it been
even
there for a
something
year,
they
Andy? You
ordered.
haven't mentioned that yet. Has
No,
it been there for a year?
No, I have. I've sent pictures of it before, I think, and I've probably just got missed when I
Andy
sent it.
Datson.
But has it been there for a year? I'm
Andy,
not sure.
how long has it been there for?
I'm not sure on the timescale.
It's been there for about 12 months.
Dance Chopper hasn't been a thing for a while.
A little
Oh,
while.
yeah.
It stopped when I joined the All Authority, which was August
About 12
last year.
About 12 months ago.
About 12 months ago. About a year.
About a
I
year.
reckon it's been there for about a year. I
Do I have
think.
any updated guesses now that you've got this new context?
Could
No,
you
still the book.
describe to me using only colors what it feels like to hold?
What it feels like to hold?
Mm.
It feels like purple.
Feels dark green.
Ooh.
Green.
Okay.
Oh,
It's-
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game.
No, Andy, you don't get to interrupt my guess. It's something to do with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, TMNT, those, the green dudes.
Good
Yep.
guess, Andrew.
Turtle power.
Yeah.
Very good guess, Andrew. Pete, do you have a guess?
Have you actually opened it?
I've
It's-
opened it. I'm looking at it.
Something about Godzilla.
Something about
Oh, Godzilla's a good shout.
If it's Mega Drive games, then there was no Godzilla game on the Mega Drive, and if it's the SNES game, to be very upset because I own all of those.
A fan has sent you.
You'd be
Fan
very
has sent me
upset.
games
The
I
fan
already
has sent
How
me
very
games.
dare they
upset.
send me things
You're
I
very
already
upset.
have?
The
Very
fan has sent me
upset.
games I already have.
I said they'll be very upset because I already own
I
it.
Is there a
see.
note saying who it's from?
yes.
Oh,
Okay,
How does the note feel like in a color? Or no, in a number. In a number, who's the note from?
Bright yellow with flecks of pink.
oh, so
I'd
it's
also
also
say
Mayor
as well,
of
if it's a-
Painesville.
Mr. Blobby.
If it's a Turtles game, if it's a
You need to
Turtles game on the
switch
Mega
those.
Drive, I've got that.
Yeah,
Switch those
yeah.
rounds.
I have no update.
Evil
yet, so I'm
Mr.
sticking with
Blobby.
my-
Color
I'm sticking with
negative.
my
Mr.
novelization.
Blobby. You're sticking with novelization of
The Marine starring John Cena,
Marine
please.
starring John Cena. All right. Are you good for me to reveal?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
All right. So first of all, I'm just going to read the note. Dear Luke and all the big brave boys, I saw this in a charity shop and thought of you. You probably already have it. That's in all caps. Keep up the consistency and jam that jam.
Oh, this
Ooh,
is wonderful.
So it was definitely after Pete came up with jam that jam.
Yeah.
Let's hope Hogan doesn't sue for using his likeness.
Wow, so
From-
that's fascinating.
From M.
So that's interesting. So that is, I mean, so it can't have been 12 months as Andy.
No, Jam
frequently
That
suggested.
Jam
Jam
That
That Jam's
Jam
been over
is
for a
like
year.
April.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't long after lockdown because it was on one of the first Quizzlemanias, wasn't it?
Good job.
I'm surprised this into the office then.
That's
Oh,
probably the only-
I think
the
it
only
was on
interest we got, right?
Quizzlemania too.
Do
We
I
did
have-
think for a while that we might be going back a bit sooner than now.
Yeah,
That's
we
true.
did think it was going to be a few weeks.
There was a
you have,
2
you
week
have
grace
new
period.
information. I will grant you a chance to update your guesses.
Can my very vague something about Godzilla still stand?
I mean, sure, the Hulk Hogan comment's more confusing, but I'll let it stand.
He only said he acted as if it was one thing rather than a plural. Like I saw this rather than I saw these.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
See, I was thinking it was more we'd done the Jam That Jam stuff, and they were talking about. I hope Hulk Hogan doesn't sue you for using his likeness for Jam That Jam, not because of what they said. Does that make sense?
But I
say-
still think it's 2 things within a packet.
I will say it says, let's hope Hogan doesn't sue for using his likeness. So not necessarily suing us.
Hmm.
You're
You're trying to throw me off the scent, Adam. I'm sticking with Godzilla. Hulk Hogan, Godzilla. That's what
Has
it
anyone
is.
ever dressed like Hulk Hogan and that's become or like does someone look like Hulk Hogan and that's become an action figure or a game?
I don't think it's is it? Okay, can I do some? Can we make this? That's my line.
Sure.
Is it an action figure?
No.
Is it a video game?
No.
Is it a book?
Yes.
Yes, I fucking knew it.
Anything could be a game.
In which case, I'm
Which I
sticking.
know.
In which case, I'm sticking with my original guess.
You're sticking with the Marine. All right.
Is it about wrestling?
No.
No.
I'm going to go Ninja Turtles book then.
Does it feature a wrestler?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that Kevin Nash starred in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
I would say sure. In a roundabout sort of way.
Sounds like the fucking Marine to me.
All right. Any final guesses before I reveal?
No.
Hulk Hogan Godzilla.
No.
It's got to be.
All right.
Hogan
No.
movie adaptation.
Can I get a drum roll, please? A very audio-friendly drum roll.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it was
No,
a
okay.
great drum roll.
Oh, amazing! A novelization of Gremlins. That is wrestler adjacent because Hogan is in the second one.
He's in Gremlins 2.
Read us the first few pages. Read us a page.
Featuring 8 pages of full-color photos.
I absolutely love movie novelizations because do you know what's fascinating about movie novelizations, you guys? Is because they're usually they're based upon the original draft scripts before like editors get involved and stuff. So it's like first draft. It's kind of like a way to see what the film would have looked like had it not been sort of chopped up and redone by producers and stuff. It's always very, very interesting to read.
Interesting. I'll hit you with the first paragraph. Chapter 1. In his cage, tucked in a far corner of the Chinese man's back room, the Mogwai dozed fitfully. Soon the old man would come in, stroke him gently, speak briefly in that strange sounding language, set him free to wander amongst the musty books and artifacts for a while, and then, best of all, feed him.
God, Gremlins is fucking brilliant, isn't it?
Strange
Hope
sound
you've read
language.
the novelization of Gremlins 1, the movie, because not a description of what a mogwai is there. For those of us.
We'll get to that.
I've got the color photos here.
Oh, love it. What a film.
They do look great.
Why? Here's Mogwai.
Oh, just such a great film. I watched it with Kate over the Christmas period last year. It was the first time she'd ever seen it. She thought it was amazing because the film is rad.
It's really cute.
Nice. Did we finish going around of what everyone's drinking, by the way? I have wine.
Well, I mean, Pete,
That's a
just to
very
clarify,
red wine.
You know, it's
rosé.
not red. It's not. He's drinking rosé because he's a 16-year-old girl.
That's pink.
What the hell is wrong with
Yeah,
rosé?
because that's what rosé is.
No, but
Rosé is
not,
amazing.
Rosé's not that pink usually.
It's because I got the blue light on, Andy. It's messing with the color.
Also, to be fair, Pete, you are drinking Blossom Hill, not wine.
Hey, hey, it's nice. All right.
Goes down
WKD in a
smooth.
wine bottle.
Yeah, exactly. It goes down smooth. That's what you want. It's nice.
So sweet. It's my granddad used to drink.
Are you going to blame people for drinking cocktails because
Granddad.
they're sweet?
Yeah, my granddad loved a rosé wine.
Hmm.
In his later years, only because
Disgraceful
like he
behaviour,
couldn't really stomach like the acidity of red and white anymore, so he had to drink something that was incrably sweet. Because he was incredibly old, you see. So
Ah,
that's the
right.
only-
I'm getting that. I'm getting that from the
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like me to do while I'm in the office? Because of course.
Well,
I
first
could-
off, Abby, what are you drinking?
Passion fruit martini. So nobody
Oh,
bring up
very
Eurovision,
good.
otherwise we're getting Larry.
Adam, if you've not been listening to the other After Darks we've done, Abby really has strong opinions about Eurovision and peas.
Oh,
so
Adam
just don't
knows
bring
about
up either of
peas.
them.
Mm.
When
I'm aware-
Abby's
I'm a-
got on the drink.
And spaghetti bolognese.
like this crosses over to Noel's Bard as well. Like everyone has strong opinion about peas. It's,
Yeah.
it's a grand unifier of peas.
I'd also say, like, crucially to that description as well, is that Abby got fucking munted talking about Eurovision and peas.
Yeah.
Totally
It's fair.
gazeboed.
Yeah, absolutely farmed.
Gazeboed.
I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
Okay, bye, Adam.
At the cleaner.
I think he's going to get a belt. Oh,
He's going to get something.
The
What's he
belt's on the
going
other
for?
side.
Oh, yeah,
This
we've got
is
an Xbox,
fascinating.
haven't we?
Yeah, we
Xbox
sure
and
do.
a PlayStation there, mate.
Yeah, we got an Xbox and a PlayStation. Why did we get those? Did you just manage to wrangle that because we were going to potentially play something and then we never did?
Yeah. We got that because we were going
Nice.
to play 2K20. And it turned out
That's
to be
right.
really shit.
And then it turned out
There's
to
also
be
we
proper
discovered
shit.
that we also discovered that there are 7 copies of 2K20 in the office because we all got them when we went to BT Sport.
Yeah, we all
Makes a
got
lot
free
of sense.
versions of it.
So
Couldn't give it-
not only was it
couldn't
the
give it
worst
away,
game of
even
all
though they were
time,
trying.
we've got hundreds of it.
Yeah, we were going to do a giveaway, and then we were like, no one will want it.
No
So
one
we
will want
didn't.
that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh,
he
The
gone?
Office.
I'm just waiting for Adam to come back now.
He's
I
there,
don't
he's
want
just
to. I
there.
don't want to progress with this after dark until he's back.
I'm trying to see what else I can see because there's the crappy little TV. I think that's my Retron 5 on the shelf underneath it.
Yeah, makes
I
sense.
think there's a
do
SNES
this.
there or something as well.
No, my SNES is here. I brought
There's
that back.
something there. Maybe it's an N64.
That fan kept me cool yesterday when I was in.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name?
Very nice.
Steve. We did a
fan,
Patreon call, me and Pete, and with Brandon, one of our mods, who's also a patron, and we did a full tour of the office and the studio for him. That was a bit of fun.
Is that the one that I did a run-in on?
Yeah,
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. And also, you were the
A
second
Widow
person to do a
BTS.
run-in on that call as well, because Editor Rich came in and said hello to Brandon as well.
Yeah, I heard
Very good.
producer Rich did. I was then late for the Raw review because I thought it'd be really funny to do the run-in.
Yep. Yeah, Brandon messaged me after, I think. What did he say? Because I think it was quite nice. Let me double check. That was an admittedly surreal 15 minutes with the Rich and Luke appearances, was what he messaged me afterwards. Yeah. Thanks, Brandon. You're good.
I've got another little game for you. Would you like another little game?
Let's go, Adam. What you got?
All right. So this game is called Whose Bullshit Is This? I've gone through the office and I found crap from each of your desk areas.
Abby's the only person who's ever been in the office, so you should ask
Which
her.
is why Abby should be playing the game.
Ask Abby.
This is exactly why we need. Oh, well done, boys. All right. So
Group think.
Abby, I am going to show you an item of crap which has been left in this office for the entire course.
Probably all mine.
And you have to tell me whomst you think it belongs to.
Okay.
And then hopefully, I know the ones that people aren't here, but then we'll have the people fess up and volunteer that it's from them. All right. So first of all, Abby, who left a King pot noodle original curry flavor in the office, which expired in July 2020, which is amazing because I didn't think pot noodles expired.
Neither did I.
Right. Okay.
That might be the first pot noodle that's ever gone off.
Yeah.
Someone called a
You
Guinness
could
World.
sell that.
Yeah. Stick it in a museum.
It's somebody who was thinking about having a quick lunch one day. So it's either somebody who's very unprepared or somebody who's very busy. Luke gives me the vibes that he'd bring lunch from home. Like his lovely wife would make him some nice lunch.
That makes it sound like Luke's the more grown up. I will remind you, it is a King pot noodle with original curry flavor.
Right.
This is so tense.
Is it what are the like? Is it vegan? Is it low calorie?
I feel you're thinking way too much about this.
It's
Yeah,
curry.
definitely.
It's I don't know if it's vegan or not.
I tell you what it is. It's pot noodle.
Yeah, it contains dried noodles, which
Hi,
is
Terry.
64%. Palm oil, salt, maltodextrin, wheat flour, sugar, glucose syrup, carrots, peas, acidity regulator. Curry
Nice.
is 0.5% of the pot noodle.
No description of the spices in the curry, just curry.
I would
Curry.
also say as
Just
well,
curry.
in the defense of the pot noodle, the curry comes from the packet sauce that you
Also,
add to
Yeah,
In the
yeah. But
defense of
curry, one of the most like broad topics of like food, like
Well, it's chip
thousands
shop
of
curry, innit?
spices go into them. No, but just going like, it's just curry in it.
It's curry flavored, isn't it?
In the defense
Chip
of the
shop
person who left it, they may have bought it just before lockdown, and then they never didn't have a chance to eat it, and then everyone went home.
You're thinking far too much about this, Andy, which makes me think it's you. It's not Ollie. I don't think Ollie's the type of person to eat pot noodles. He'd have
You can
some
scratch it,
artisan
yeah.
noodles from a deli
Right.
counter.
No, Ollie would drink his lunch.
Yeah.
Ollie
Yeah.
would just have Huel or something, some weird
Yeah.
fad that he was
He
going
would
through.
actually have a Huel branded version of pot noodle that would cost him like
Yeah.
20 quid extra.
Yeah.
And he would tell us how brilliant it is. And then 2 months later, he would never have it again.
The taste. I had a Huel drink once, and I genuinely could only drink about that much of a bottle this big because it made me gag immediately because it's so revolting.
Sorry, Pete. Did you want to repeat that wordplay you just did there, pal?
A pot Huldel.
Very good.
Nice.
Didn't get the response
Thank
it
you.
deserved.
That was very
Thank you,
good.
Adam.
Sounds like speaking Welsh.
Pot nude Huel would be better, surely.
Doodle.
What Huel?
Either that or Swedish.
Anyway,
Abby,
guess
who's
Abby.
your
Right,
guess?
Addy, let's go.
I'm going to go with Andy for this one.
Andy, was it you?
I actually don't know because it might be because I have bought
Fuck's
them.
sake.
I have bought them in
100%
the
is
past.
you.
Yeah.
I
It's
have bought them in
100%
the
you.
past.
Okay,
And
well, okay, let's do an easier way of this. Pete, have you ever bought a pot noodle for lunch?
No, never.
Laurie, have you ever bought a pot noodle for lunch?
Fucking
Adam,
no.
have you ever bought a pot noodle for lunch?
Absolutely not.
It was definitely
Okay.
Andy then.
It literally has to be Andy.
But what's probably happened there is I put it in my drawer and then it was locked down because I don't normally just not eat it.
I like the fact it's
yeah.
a king size one as well, Andy. You were like, cool, not only do I want the pot noodle for lunch, but I want the big boy one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
sometimes leave a bit late from work in the morning, and then I would have to grab something from like WH Smith.
A big fucking
right.
stinking pot
Next.
curry flavored noodles. Only that's
What's
at
next?
my
Just to-
desk. And then follow it up with a
Just to
bag of
clarify-
Haribo.
Just to clarify on an earlier point that Abby made as well, you're right. My wife would have made some delicious lunches, or I would have made a delicious lunch for both of them. But then I would have gone to the Greasy Spoon van that's outside and got myself a falafel and hummus wrap with chips.
Nice.
Oh, you stodge. All right, this one's going to be a lot quicker. Whose is the Huel?
I wonder who this could be. Such mystery.
Now, I was if I was going to throw a spanner in the works, it could be
Don't.
who you think it is, or it could be someone that he is convinced that they should also sign up for it.
Ollie Davis, the well-known influencer.
He's a multi-level marketer living in Britain, 100%.
Every week
He
would
had
have a
to
new
get-
thing.
He had to switch to the bars because he didn't like the
Didn't
drink.
like the shape.
drink
no
is-
one
he was
likes
like,
the drink.
I know, I'll just
No.
get this. I'll get all of this, but compacted.
The drink
And the
is
bars-
so bad.
I would say the bars are worse.
I don't think
Have
the
you-
bars are that
have you
bad. The bars are
seen-
fine.
You know the
They're not great,
episode.
but they're fine.
You know the episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Holt and Amy are on a stakeout, and he's got like the
Mhm.
whole wheat no flavor and plain no flavor. That's a bit like what Huel is. It's just got it's literally just a brick of protein,
bit.
and it is revolting.
But Abby, whose tat is it?
I'm going to say Ollie's.
It is a 100% Ollie
Yeah, it's
Davis.
definitely
Yeah.
tat.
2 for
Of course it
2.
is.
Let's go.
Right, next up, whose crap is this? 2 separate copies of WWE 2K20. One appears to be open and one is not. I found this in someone's drawer.
The unopened, or the one that is opened, might be given to us as opened. So don't factor that into your
Don't
thinking.
read into that too much. Okay.
And confirm the disc is missing.
Is it
It's probably
is it
in-
in
it's
the
probably in
console
the
behind
then.
you?
It's in the PlayStation or the Xbox, almost certainly.
So who goes into the office that isn't here?
Ollie.
Is
Oh,
that
he's the
it?
only one who's not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have there been people who has Louis ever been in the office or had?
Well,
Louis has. Louis was there a
once,
couple of
but-
times last year. Yeah.
Can
Okay, but
confirm none of this is Louis. I don't want to. I don't
not
want to.
enough
He
to
doesn't
have
have drawers. He
stuff.
doesn't have drawers or anything. No.
We won't
Don't have
give
a
him that.
desk.
He hasn't
Okay.
had it.
Okay. I am going to go with Pete.
Incorrect. It was Ollie Davis again.
Again. Oh,
Really, I would have gone with Laurie.
I would have gone with Laurie as well.
I'd have gone with Laurie as well.
I won't keeping those in my desk.
Right, one more, then
Yeah.
I've got to run for a bit.
I will point out
Yeah.
there are 4 copies of
Yeah.
WWE 2K20.
We
They
were
were
saying
given
before,
to us. They were
I-
given to us by BT Sports.
yeah.
so really they're no
Five.
one.
Oh, actually, yeah. So it's actually, I think it's actually only 2 copies. They give you the box and then a steel book to upgrade the disc to.
Right.
But we
Confirm both
do
steel books
actually
are empty.
have 2 more copies though, because we've got one on the PlayStation, we've got one downloaded on the Xbox. So
Yes, we
Yeah.
downloaded one. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, we did because Pete was doing the.
Crikey.
So we own it 4 times over.
I
GM
was
mode
making
stuff.
I was making universe mode
That's
with all
it,
of us and all that stuff. Oh, that panned out so well.
One more, Adam.
Abby, whose crap is this? It is a coaster with Nicolas Cage's face on it.
Oh, that could be anyone, but I'm gonna say Luke.
Not mine.
Is it not?
Can the owner of the Nicolas Cage?
It's mine. It's my Nicolas Cage coaster.
It's Laurie's.
Right. I'm gonna jump out. Hopefully not for long, but see how long my meeting goes.
right, Andy.
So I'll see you in a bit.
Have a fun meeting, and bring if you're gonna come back, bring Ollie with you, and he can. Join
I
too.
will. Bye.
Bye.
I have one more.
Okay.
And I'm only forcing this one through because I think I'm going to enjoy how personal it gets. It is a DDP yoga instructional magazine. This is what you get when you order your subscription to DDP yoga. You get these and the DVDs. Someone left this in the office. Tell me, Abby, who do you think it is?
Left them in the office. So why do people do DDP yoga? I think
To become a superstar.
A
'Cause
real
it's not. It
philosophical question.
yeah.
ain't your mama's yoga.
It's not.
Why?
It says right there.
DDPY, man. And Hulk it up, I believe, is what you're supposed to do.
That's right. Yeah. Hulk it out. Superstar.
I did DDP yoga this morning. That's not a clue.
You're a dead man or woman.
Yeah.
Oh man. I literally have no idea. So I'm gonna say Andy because he's not here to defend himself.
Nice.
I would pay good money to watch Andy do yoga.
I know he wanted to do. He was bulking up at one point, so maybe he was using that for a bit of muscle.
Oh, I should have brought out the
Toning, I don't
nutrition
fucking
things.
know.
Yeah,
100 things.
the huge
Protein
drums,
powder.
which are literally here. Hang on, where are they?
Wait, hold on.
Jesus Christ!
This is going to be more stuff that people own. Hey, whose is that, Abby's?
Serious mass.
Whose is that, Abby's? Have a guess.
Is that Andy's? I thought this was.
Right, so it's not Andy.
That's Pete.
Oh,
That's
it's Pete.
mine. No, the serious mass is mine. The
Oh,
protein.
is it yours, Pete? I
That
thought it was
protein's
Andy's.
mine. Yeah.
It's tall juice.
Because my yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Because we had
Put a few feet on me, please.
Yeah, the gym across the way that we used to go to. I started doing that, and then I stopped going to that gym, so I stopped having the protein. But the protein stayed. I'm back on protein now. That I could do with that.
Abby, it is
gone
not
off me.
Andy's DDP Yoga. Does the owner of the DDP Yoga magazine want to out themselves?
Me, they were mine. I took the DVDs back with me. So we were going to start doing DDP yoga at work. I was trying to get people on board with it, but it never really took off. So I had that, and I had the yoga mats at the office, and then they never really got used. So the DVDs and the book thing, that was like day one of us moving into that office, that office block, and it just never happens. They were just sat in my drawer and just get moved from room to room. But I took the DVDs back with me when lockdown happened, because I had this intention again of like, I'm going to do DDP yoga every morning, and then I never did.
I literally did DDP yoga this morning. I did red hot core, which is the exercise where someone goes, "How's your heart rate?" and then someone in the background shouts, "Through the roof, baby!" And he then laughs and just goes, "Ha, don't let it go through the roof."
That's good, but please stop. Yeah. Here's a fun fact. I've done DDP yoga with DDP.
Holy shit, tell that story. That's fantastic.
It's really cool. I went to a class in Manchester. He was doing like a little DDP yoga masterclass type thing. I went with my friend a few years back. And yeah, it was really cool. We had like a whole chat to start with about like life and nutrition, about how, you should eat properly and all that stuff. It was really cool. And then we all did a session together, all of us, and the amount of people properly screaming when he did Hulk it up was ridiculous. Everyone being like, "Ah!" like probably like, Jesus fuck, okay. Yeah, but no, he was a genuinely very nice person, and he brought his WCW world title with him, and we all took photos with it. It was very cool.
One of wrestling's kindest men. The world is a better place for Diamond Dallas Page.
Absolutely, yeah. He seemed like a genuinely very lovely person, and it was a very fun time.
I was looking to see, because when for my stag do, my best man got me a cameo from DDP. and we put it in the WrestleTalk news. And I was going to see if I can try and find that episode of the WrestleTalk news that it was on. Where would it have been? You
Eat
talk
it,
about
Adam.
yourselves.
Would
You're gonna
anyone
have a
like
Huel bar.
Adam, you're going to have to eat it.
Would
now.
anyone
Yeah.
like a Huel nutrition bar?
Go
I
on.
would, yeah. Chuck it. Let's go.
Yeah, here we go.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Imagine if you caught it.
Technology these days.
These are quite
Crazy.
hard. Let me just have it. I might not eat the whole thing.
They can't have gone off
What's
that
the-
badly.
I was going to say, what's the
There's
expiry
nothing
date
in
on
them.
Yeah.
October last year.
The flavor is coffee caramel. Don't know if those go together. I guess a caramel latte.
Yeah, you get caramel latte.
Yeah, coffee caramel goes. But I always had the chocolate ones whenever Ollie offered any out. I think there was
Yeah,
chocolate
he
anyway.
had some better. He had better phases with the sort of snack bars that he ordered. He got those kind
Yeah.
bars for a while. They were pretty decent.
Mhm.
Quick question before I bite into this. If I have this, does this mean I don't get dinner? Because I have strong feelings about that.
I think you could still manage dinner. I think you'd be allowed.
Depends how
Would
full
that-
you get.
Would that mean I'm
Yeah.
having double dinner? Because I have
Maybe.
something. I
How
tell
many
you what.
calories has that thing got?
Oh, that's a good question.
A day's
Um,
worth.
Yeah.
Per bar, there are calories, 200 kilocalories.
It's a snack. It's nothing.
I did double dinner the other day, and I didn't
Double
regret
dinner.
it.
Adam.
Like you have to occasionally do double dinner sometimes, especially if you've had
Mental.
a drink in between first
Mental.
dinner and second dinner.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That is absolutely fine.
Important question, Adam.
Oh, Adam.
It's like eating a bit of a Clax.
Mm. It's got a sort of pasty flavour.
Mm,
It's really stodgy. I don't
sure
like-
is. Sure is.
It's because it's like a meat. It's like it's
I am thoroughly enjoying Adam's
Guinness.
pain face.
Guinness is a meal in a glass, and that's a meal in a bar.
Oh, it's all coffee and no caramel, lads. I'll tell you that for true. I'm gonna finish it anyway.
Oh god, it looks gross.
Cool. Luke, I feel like you were going to say something before.
I was going to ask
Oh,
Adam
Vic.
how his ramen was.
Oh, my God.
He's too busy, Luke.
Adam, why don't you wash it down with the pot noodle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's just filling up my mouth.
Yeah, that's what food does generally, Adam.
No,
when
no,
you eat.
no. It's like
No,
you
no.
ever
It's,
try and do the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's when your mouth becomes overwhelmed with the thing that's in it, and
Yeah.
you suddenly feel like you're going to drown in
Yeah.
the thing that you're eating. That's what this is. It's like it's expanding, like packing foam.
yeah, it's like waterboarding the flavour.
I hate it.
Christ. Huel, waterboarding, but not.
Don't do
Great branding,
Huel.
that.
Yeah.
It's a cult.
Adam, serious question though. How was your ramen?
Really nice. I went to a place
Was it
called
good?
Hakata in near London Bridge, like between London Bridge and Bermondsey. This lovely little hipster street with loads of lovely little pubs and restaurants. And I had a big bowl of ramen with a poached egg right in there with some really soft pork just on top. And it was so
Nice.
savory and warming and comforting and lovely.
Nice.
When I was in Japan a couple of years ago, I genuinely got emotionally sad when I had my last bowl of ramen when I was out there, because it was just like the most delicious thing. Me and Kate enjoyed this place so much. Engine Ramen in Kyoto. We enjoyed it so
we might
much.
be going to Kyoto soon, so I will get recommendations off you.
Yeah, I can recommend you a place, mate. It's a place that you won't find it from the outside either. Like you would just have to
they're
know
the
where
best
the address
kind.
is. Yeah, you just have to know what the address is, and I can give you the address for it.
Is this a murder? It sounds like a murder.
Yeah, just turn up.
It's my way of actually taking over your position in the
Yeah,
company.
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But that was like the best ramen ever. It was just absolutely incredible. Incredible.
Holly and I are going to Japan in April for 2 weeks. Literally, like the few days after WrestleMania, we are jetting off to Japan for 2 weeks.
How'd you manage to get that sorted? We can't take time off around big shows.
After?
You can
God.
afterwards. You can
After?
afterwards.
You can
Yeah.
afterwards.
Ollie has said literally week before, week after. Can't do it.
Well, that's only because we're important. So we've got to do
of
shows and
course.
stuff.
Plus,
Right,
I'm
yeah,
the
that
draw.
makes sense.
You know, what happens if I walk? You know, what
Yeah,
happens then,
of
Pete?
course.
You got to
Yeah,
think about
right.
these things.
That's very fair. Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to spend the first week in Tokyo and the second week a little bit of exploring the country, but then go to Kyoto. I can't wait.
Lovely.
Oh God, I don't ask me any questions, Adam, because I will just bug the shit out of you with recommendations and stuff. And by the end of it, you'll be like, I don't want to talk to you ever again, because I will.
I
will
know.
just.
Dude, I'm here for it. But one of the things we're definitely doing is going to Universal Studios, because it's got Super Mario Land that opened this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Hell fucking yeah.
Rad.
I was going to say do that as well. Don't go to any of the Disney ones. Aren't Disney Sea is okay. Disneyland Main is very much made for kids, but Disney Sea is like, it's all right, but you will run out of things. Like, you will basically spend most of the day queuing. We queued for the Toy Story ride for 3.5 hours.
What the fuck?
That's
What even was a Toy Story ride? Was it like
Oh, it's
the
wicked,
Peter
though.
Pan ride in Euro Disney, where it's just
No,
you
it's
go
pretty
around the
wicked.
film?
It's an interactive shooting game. It's awesome. But like, and that's why it's insanely popular. Like, the shortest queue we were on was the Twilight Zone Tower of the Tower of Terror, not the Twilight Zone one, but it was the Tower of Terror, and that was 90 minutes or an hour 45. And that was the shortest queue we could find.
Have we been to Euro Disney here as a group?
No.
No.
No,
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
it don't. It breaks
Also-
my heart.
Just before we get into all of that, I just want to talk about my very important first world problem that I have, is that my chair is now starting to just go down over time. So every so often I just have to get up and like pump it back up to the height it's supposed to be. Okay, we can all carry on now. Thank you.
Your chair's bullying you by making you
Yeah.
shorter.
By
than your
making me
friends.
smaller. I know.
Your chair needs some of your tall juice.
Give it some serious mass. Yeah.
Why
What have
why does it
so
break
wait,
your heart, Abby?
Because I desperately want to go.
Mm.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I ideally, if money was no object and I could do anything right now, I'd book 2 weeks in Walt Disney World.
Mm.
Whenever anyone asks me, what would you do? What was the first thing you do if you'd win the lottery? I've booked 2 weeks in Disney.
I will say I've been lucky enough to go to Euro Disney, and I've been lucky enough that my parents did the Florida holiday, where you go for a week and you spend pretty much the entire week in Walt Disney World, and your parents have a shit time. My dad,
Yes.
I've never encountered a grumpier week in my dad's life than the entire week where he had to go around Walt Disney World for an entire week. But oh man, it was so good.
Yeah, Charlie would hate it, but I'd love it, and George would not remember it, so it's not worth the money.
Worth it.
isn't But
So worth
Yeah.
it.
We did the full 2 weeks at Disney World, because you can do Disney World and Universal Studios Orlando.
Mhm.
So we did the full 2 weeks. The first one we went in 98, and then we did it again in 2000. We went for Christmas. So I went to Walt Disney
Very
World on
nice.
Christmas Day.
Oh, Luke!
amazing.
Oh.
Ooh, it's
Yeah,
pretty good.
Magic Kingdom
Yeah.
on the Christmas Day. That was pretty cool. It
That
was
is
it was
the,
very
um,
quiet.
That is so happy and so sad at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just looking
we
to
It's
just-
like
work
the
out.
Fox and the Hounds, is what it's like.
I'm looking to work
Yeah.
out a kind of tier system of Disney park attractions, though. Like, what's incredibly overrated, what's incredibly underrated. Do we have
Space
enough people
Mountain in
who
the
have
US. Space Mountain in Disney World is shit.
Space Mountain in Euro Disney? It's fucking fantastic.
I've heard, because it actually has a loop. Like Space Mountain in Disney World is literally just a track that goes round in a circle, and it's bobbins.
Right.
Do we
but,
have
like-
enough shared knowledge for us to do this, or was this going to
No.
be me and Luke talking to each other?
Probably going to
No.
be you and Luke. Yeah, no, I'm not going enough. We want to talk about the Island of Adventures, or maybe a bit of Universal. I've been to those. You know,
Hulk
they're
roller
cool.
coaster was amazing. The
I
Hulk
was too,
coaster
I was too,
banging.
I was too small to go on that at the time, which was like, it was last week.
Yeah, okay, you can't do it for us.
Yes, I can, because
Leave us
everyone else
something,
gets
Pete.
to do it. I get to own it, Adam. It's my thing.
Oh, it's not as
yeah,
fun
no,
when you
I
own
was,
it.
I was
It was
very,
quite
I was very
Go on,
small
Pete.
at the time, so
Small
yeah,
bar.
couldn't go on the Hulk one. Went on the. Here's a fun fact. Went on the Jurassic Park ride that was there. One was shit scared. When you got up to the big dinosaur, the big T-Rex, and you kind of act as if that you've been eaten. It goes up to the jaw and it goes down like you've been eaten by it. Terrified. Could not fucking look at it the whole time. I was literally just like cowering because I was a fucking coward and also very young. But as we were going down this massive drop, my dad's baseball cap that he was wearing flew off. And on the photo, the guy behind caught it on the flash photo that we got. It's the
sick.
best. It's just an unbelievable moment of my dad's hat going off and him like looking back for the hat and the guy behind just catching it in the air and just handing it to him at the bottom. Oh,
That's awesome.
it's brilliant.
buy that.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
We were lied to on that ride.
Mm.
My dad didn't like any of the log flume rides because he didn't like getting wet during the day, right?
Yeah.
And like wearing clothes and that. And he asked the stewards, like, how wet do you get going on the ride? And the guy said to him, was like, oh, it's Splash Mountain levels of wet, which is like nothing at all. It's like standing in a puddle, like, splashing in a puddle. That's sort of how wet you get doing Splash Mountain. That was a lie. You get absolutely soaked on the Jurassic Park ride. Soaked.
How do we
That
feel
was
about
fuming.
rides which are basically one thing? Like Oblivion, which is just one thing.
Oh,
Jurassic Park ride is just one thing. At the
the
end,
Saw ride at Thorpe Park.
I mean, yeah, the Saw ride is basically one thing as well. Yeah. The Jurassic Park one has like, it's got the immersion, it's got the dinosaurs before it, and the narration and the things. But like the, I don't even know what it's called, but the log flume one at Thorpe Park is like, you got the thing, and then you go down the thing, and then you get wet, and then that's it.
Would you
that's
say
called Tidal
that,
Wave.
Tidal
isn't
Wave,
it?
that's what it's called. Thank you. Yes.
would you say the Tower of Terror is one thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I disagree, because I think that's got so much immersion to it. Like, you do like the walk through the hotel and that, and like the ride takes you through the hotel, and then you can go up floors and stuff, and then you go. I think there's a bit more to it than just the drop.
they're different. It's different classes of attraction, right? Because with stuff like that in Oblivion, the entire experience is designed to make you feel dread for this one thing. Like the Oblivion ride, like you're queuing for ages, and it's like you hear the screams, and there's loads of like video of like, oh God, oh no, what have you done? Turn back now. You compare that to something like Nemesis, which is just like constant stuff.
Yeah. Or Colossus.
Yeah. Or Air. Air's amazing.
And that's fair.
It's very good. Yeah. What's the one that shoots you out? Stealth? Is that what it's called? The one that does the rocket out the station?
Yeah,
at
that's the
Thorpe
one that's
Park.
like 0 to 60 or whatever. And
That's right. Yeah, the
incredibly quick.
super fast acceleration one. That is one thing. That is
one
go out the station fast, go over a little bump, and then go back down to the station.
But at
again.
least they
That's it.
play good music in the queue.
They sure do.
It's all the sort of rockabilly stuff.
Yeah. It's very
Abby, for Disney World, is it rides or is it just the magic of Disney? Because I was wondering, do you go to like Alton Towers and Thorpe Park and that kind of stuff?
With Disney, it's all of it. Like, I've only ever been to one theme park in my life, and that was Chessington World of Adventures when I was 10,
Not a bad thing.
possibly.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing.
pretty good.
One of the
I'd
one of
love-
the big three in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to go to more, but Charlie doesn't like theme parks, and I don't have
That's a
anyone to
shame.
go with.
That's
Time to split from him then, I guess.
He'd just hold my bag or something, and I just feel like it's not
Yeah.
worth
That's
paying the
probably
money
fine.
to get in to hold the bag.
Yeah, but that's his
Well,
bad.
that's his own fault.
yeah.
He'd be the one paying though.
Yeah, that's fine. Just
Yeah,
do
that-
the
again,
Do they
that's
still
his
do the
fault.
2-for-1 entry from cereal boxes? They must do. Rinse
Before I
that.
went to Disney World, like the first time in '98, I'd only ever been to one theme park as well in the UK, and that was Blackpool Pleasure Beach,
Oh God,
Where they
I've
had-
been there as well.
Does not count.
the Pepsi Max Big One, which was at one point the highest roller coaster in the UK. This is like in 1993, and it was brilliant, scary
big
as all
one.
hell. Oh,
Yeah.
it was a big one.
Is that what's the name of that one of Blackpool Pleasure Beach? Which is is it like the Grand National? I think it's called something
the
like
wood-
that.
is that the
I've been
wooden
since
place?
1993.
Yeah, it's a wooden one, and I can remember going on it when I was quite young and small. Obviously, it's me; I'm small. And I was with my
Stop
brother,
doing it,
and
Pete. Stop doing it.
the
Leave some crumbs for us.
the bar that comes across you to hold you in wasn't quite right for me. And I nearly got thrown out of that roller coaster several times, going over little bumps and stuff, because it's supposed to simulate being on a horse. There's lots of like bumps and stuff. I was like, oh God, I'm going out of my seat. I hate this. I was crying my fucking eyes out because I was like 6. And I was like, this is fucking
You
terrifying.
weren't going
And my brother was
anywhere.
there, literally holding him with one hand and trying to hold me in the seat with his other hand. Being like, it's okay.
Just catch you
Grabbing
by
you,
your
grabbing
ankle.
you, pull you back in.
Yeah, literally.
We used to go
Like a
Chessington
balloon getting
quite a
away.
lot as
God.
kids.
Was that
Yeah, we
sorry,
used to go
Laurie?
to we used to go Chessington quite a lot as kids, and my sister has like quite severe learning difficulties, but she always carried with her when she was a kid a VHS box of a Rosemary Conley exercise video. Just a thing she was obsessed with, and she would just carry it everywhere.
Yeah.
And like Cassie wears these like big bottle glasses, so like when we took her on Ramesses Revenge, because she really loved rides, but she took so my dad took the glasses off, put them in his pocket, to like keep them safe. And Cassie went around the whole of Ramesses Revenge just staring at this Rosemary Conley thing, laughing her fucking head off. But just looking at this Rosemary Conley, like doing loops and stuff. Just
That's amazing.
she didn't have her glasses on, so she couldn't even see it properly.
Yeah.
She had to hold it really
Photo
close.
at the end of
I was
that.
going to
must have
say,
been
did you get the
great.
photo at the end?
We didn't know because there's plenty of photos of Cassie holding something weird on rides.
We went to Alton Towers, me and my 3 friends, I think, and we were committed to making sure we had at least one really grumpy photo. And I think because we wanted to get one where it was basically us, all of us, just being like in the photo, and we kept like people kept breaking. We kept going through it, and like they kept having a fun time despite themselves. We managed to get it on like the Whitewater Rapids thing. We had our own little thing by itself, and then literally we were all just sat there just like this, and we managed to, and like it's still at my mate's house, the big photo of us all like pouting, like our little bottom lips out, just having a terrible time at Alton Towers.
The only one I don't think we actually bought it in the end. We might have done, but when we did Splash Mountain, because as I said, my dad hates the log flumes. He hates like the going down, and it was just a photo. Terrible podcast listeners, but he was just doing this.
Amazing.
Didn't want any of the water getting into him.
No.
Abby, when you were at Chessington, did they have Beano World?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Did you go on Billy's Whizzer?
That rings a bell. I
It's the
can't
big
remember what I
swings.
did last week. Oh yeah, the like chair swing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
See, it has.
There's
Like a big
some
bus that goes like round and stuff.
yeah. There was a water ride which was Professor something.
Professor Burke's Bubble Works.
That's it. But I think that's been turned into a
gone now.
Gruffalo ride. It's the Gruffalo now. I want to
See,
say.
for audio listeners, you really didn't get the full experience of Laurie punching the air as he says that. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Can we have a WrestleTalk day out at a theme park then, so I can go with
I'd love
people that will
Yes.
enjoy
Oh,
it?
let's go to
I'd
Alton
love
Towers.
that.
It's the best.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Do it during term time with us.
Can we not go to Gulliver's
Yes.
World, as that is down the road from me?
Here's a question. Speaking of Beano, did anyone else here have the Beano video?
No.
Do you remember what I'm
No.
talking about?
No, I used to get the Dandy annual every year. My brother got Beano stuff. I used to get the Dandy.
I used to get both. I was a Beano and Dandy kid, but the Beano video
These were
was
posh.
only Tories get both. But no, it's a famous
Toriano over here.
Tory. Everyone is. It's the Beano video.
Hey man, if
was-
you're going to do the short jokes to me, we get to do the Tory jokes to you.
Hey, that's fine. So I'm trying to. I can't find a big image of it, but hang on, let me share my screen. I can't share my screen, but it was like
Oh,
a
I'm
video
sorry.
that came out
Hold
in
on.
1993. It was like a whole bunch of this. Where? Let me look at it. It was an hour-long video, and
You
it was
should
a
be able
bunch-
to share screen now.
Oh, thank you.
Beano video.
Yeah.
Beano video.
Oh, I had
Oh
this.
my god, I
had
do
this.
remember this.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the Beano video.
Yes. Oh, it's all on
Not a clue.
YouTube.
It was like everyone I knew had it. It was like this huge deal that they were
Yeah.
animating the Beano for the first time. And
Holy
yeah, you
crap.
got like a Dennis the Menace doing a thing. You got Minnie the Minx doing a thing. The Bash Street Kid. Like I will remember, like it's like if I ever watched it again, I would be, oh my god, it would all come flooding back because they were seared into my brain. The Three Bears, Nasher. Like it was just 60 minutes. Literally everyone had it. It was this huge event. So weird.
Hey, Adam. Oh, where have I gone? Share screen.
Uh-oh. 93, 51 minutes. It's right there.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You can just watch it.
Yeah. Oh, it's
So,
all. Oh my god!
Is this the rest of After Dark? We have no audio, by the way, Luke. But is this
No, I
the rest
know.
of After Dark? Just watching this.
Yes, I remember this.
Look how much Adam's enjoying it, though, Pete.
I know.
I
Yeah.
love the Beano
How
so
can we
much.
tell him to stop? I will say it's been.
I remember
it's
that.
been-
Yeah.
I will say it's been nearly an hour into this After Dark, and we have not done one Patreon question yet. So
Fuck 'em,
Yeah, true.
Pete.
maybe
Yeah.
we should do
The
that.
video again.
Yeah. Fuck those
What's your
people.
top? What's your top 5 summit?
What's your top 5 Beanos?
Say something about Simpsons.
Oh, tell you
Because
what,
it's
number one Beano is when Dennis's sister was born. Do you remember that national event? Remember
Yeah.
Little B.
I was a dandy kid, remember? My Beano intake
Oh,
was
cow pie. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, your cow pie was wicked. Shut up, mate.
Fuck yourself, Luke.
Desperate Dan was the
Yeah,
fucking
fuck
tits.
you.
Desperate Dan was pretty good.
Fucked.
Give me
You
that.
yokel.
Dan was great.
You know what?
Um,
I always preferred Beano because I used to read the Dandy first, and I'd save the Beano for second as a treat.
I'm going to put this out now. The reason why I was a dandy kid is because my brother was born first, and my brother always got the Beano annual for Christmas. So they couldn't have just bought me the Beano annual as well. So they had to buy me the other annual. So they gave me the dandy annual. So that's why I was dandy by birth, as opposed to.
To be fair, I got the
choice.
Beano and my brother got the Dandy. So yeah.
Tell you what, real ones no. The real ones got the Dennis the Menace annual. He got his own annual.
But he was a national hero, wasn't he? Do you remember when the American Dennis the Menace movie came out over here?
Bullshit.
And it was
Absolute
renamed to just Dennis because they didn't want the confusion. And I remember it being like, it was on like CITV or something, like they were talking about it. And I was telling my mum, like, oh my God, they've made a movie about Dennis the Menace. And my mum to me was like, that ain't Dennis. Like, that is not Dennis the Menace.
The cartoon
Some
had an
punk kid.
amazing theme song. Do, 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 do.
Yes. Yes. God, that was so good. That theme song is an absolute banger. Anyway, Patreon questions. Let's get on to that.
Laurie, Stephen Larson said that's fine.
Good. That's great.
Cool. Great. Yeah.
I'm a bit pissed. I'm having a great time.
Thing. We've got a Patreon question from Callum that says, in your opinion, what's the best sitcom of all time? In my opinion, it's between Parks and Rec and Friends.
Rising Damp.
I would have gone for The Good Life. I fucking love The Good Life. One Foot in the
Life.
Grave is one of my favorites.
Good Life's very good.
It's between two for me. It's either Only Fools and Horses or, and this is not going to help my Toriano thing, but Frasier.
Oh, Frasier's great, mate.
Frasier's good.
Frasier's amazing.
Frasier's pure farce. It's wonderful.
I'm pretty basic, so I'd say either the US Office or there's one on Netflix called Working Mums, which is something none of you will have watched.
No, I
however,
have. It's
hilarious.
Oh man, what's her name? It's Reitman's daughter. I can't remember her name now.
Ivan Reitman.
It's these
Ivan
mums
Reitman.
and they swear and they're brilliant and it's
I know
wonderful stuff.
Motherland.
Catherine Reitman.
Motherland's great. So good.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it's so
Everyone says
funny.
it's good. Or Breeders on Sky One with Martin Freeman is hilarious as well.
Ooh,
It's about parenthood, so it's not a sitcom
sense.
for everyone, but
Yeah, that makes sense.
Had such a crush on Catherine Reitman. Just putting
That's
that out
fair.
there.
Google Catherine Reitman.
I'm fairly basic. Best sitcom of all time. Only
Wait,
Fools.
Dennis's wife, cat wife from Always Sunny.
Oh no, I've never seen Always Sunny.
Yeah,
That's Dennis's.
that's
cat
one that's
wife.
on the to watch list. Is Always Sunny. I'd probably have to say Only Fools. It's Only Fools or I don't know, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know if I can say it's best of all time. It's probably just my favorite.
Is it also a sitcom? I suppose it is a situation.
Yeah,
It is a sitcom.
It's
Yeah,
a situation,
it's a
yeah.
sitcom.
In which case, then I'm going with I'm Alan Partridge because
Yeah.
I watch both series of I'm Alan Partridge once a year, and it never failed. Me and my girlfriend, my sister's boyfriend were watching it drunk the other week after the England-Scotland game, and we were like 2 bottles of wine in, and we were cackling with laughter at like 2 a.m. watching I'm Alan Partridge episodes.
Sunday, bloody Sunday.
Well,
He's taking his girlfriend round the mansion house because she wants to go see Bono's house, and so he just takes it and he's walking around. He's like, that's Bono's bed. It's huge, isn't it? He sits there and he reads the papers and he has this big bowl of muesli. Massive it is.
well,
I love the process behind Alan Partridge because apparently Armando Iannucci and Steve Coogan write a lot of it together. Obviously, there's loads of other writers as well, but like they write their stuff in pairs. And he says Steve Coogan does the entire writing process as Alan Partridge, which makes the writing process fucking hell because I love Steve Coogan, but I hate Alan Partridge.
Yeah. That's amazing. Semi-related to that. Next question from Thomas O says, the hardest you've ever laughed and why?
Oh God.
Hardest you've ever laughed. It's such a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Hardest I've ever laughed. Because that would suggest like, you're crying, like literally crying tears of laughter or
yeah.
You pissed yourself.
Yeah, or to that degree kind of thing. This is 100% recency bias because I don't think this is probably the hardest I've ever laughed. But there was genuinely on the Board Game Club 50k subscriber live stream on Telestrations when what was it on Sully's drawing of old woman, what was it going crazy in I can't remember the exact phrasing. It was something like crazy woman driving like a nutter or something like that along those lines. And it was just her just like behind the wheel. I just fucking died. I was literally just like, she just looks like she's stuck in traffic. Like there was, oh God, it was so fucking funny. I couldn't handle that.
There've been a couple where you're just helpless. I remember there was one where it's like it was really bad, and the reason why we kept laughing was because it was like in an assembly, and we just knew the teachers could see us. It was really bad, but it was just like this. We were like 12, 13, like proper immature little pricks, and this lovely ship's captain had come in to give a talk about like being a ship's captain, and he looks so much like Birdseye, and I think one of my friends just been like looks like genuinely as basic as something like, oh, this is what Captain Birdseye would look like if he was a pedo, the stuff that stupid kids at school laugh about, and genuinely like that set me off, and me being set off set him off, and then him being set off set me off, and it was just like we were helpless for about 15 minutes while he was giving us this lovely lecture, and we were called in front of like the headmaster, and because like literally the teachers were sat on stage watching us, and it was so obvious that me and this guy next to me were just losing our shit. I got in a lot of trouble that day.
Yeah.
It was very funny though.
I had an instance like that during English Lit practice exam where we weren't really doing it, and a friend of mine made me laugh, and then because you're obviously not allowed to make a noise because you're in a practice exam, so that made it very hard for us, and that made him laugh, which made a kid down the other end of the table laugh as well. So the three of us were just making each other like uncontrollably laugh, but also not be allowed to laugh or make a noise. That went on for a while. I don't know if it's the hardest I've ever laughed.
I was gone for like about 10 straight minutes when I first saw the stonks meme. I don't know why it really got to me. Really got to me.
Why that specifically?
Have you seen it, Pete?
Yes, I've seen the stonks meme.
You know what might be mine?
Seen it done to death.
Stonks. It's really funny.
Do you know what might be mine?
He's gone again. Stunks.
He looks like a no, I'm fine. I can bring it back. It's fine. It's how many people take this so seriously and how stupid stonks is.
He can't even drink his fucking beer.
I'm fine.
You'll just remind myself of what stonks meme is.
Oh God.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
It's really stupid.
You know the one.
Yeah, I know the one.
Abby, Laurie, care to enlighten?
Mine is probably TMI, not about me, about my friend. But I know you've discussed some dirty things on this podcast before, so I'm going to go.
Yeah, Pete.
It's after
I'm
dark.
talking about you, Luke.
Yeah.
What have I done?
Luke.
You're always
There
the
was
one
a story about some sexy times back in the day.
That was some sort of chain to stuff with handcuffs.
There was some sort of
Yeah,
monthly
yeah.
movement going on.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, she got a period. Yeah, I remember now.
That's the one. That's the one.
dancing around that, Luke, but thanks.
Yeah.
Mate, it's always you, Luke. There's always the stuff, the stories on After Dark, or it's sorry about the cum stuff while you're waving goodbye on the Money in the Bank predictions. It's always something with you, Luke, isn't it?
Sorry about the cum stuff, though.
That was fucking hilarious. What a live stream.
So we
Sorry,
were
Abby.
in Benidorm
Weird.
for my friend Zoe's hen do, and we went to a water park, and we decided there was like 7 of us, and me, Zoe, and our friend Maria decided to go on one of those slides where you get put in like a tube and the floor drops out from underneath you.
Mm-hmm.
So I went first, then Maria. Zoe's the one who was getting married. She went last, and she went down the slide. You could hear her scream the whole way down, and she got up at the bottom, basically with everything out. But she was like, "Guys, I've got so much water up my arse. I've shit myself." And she had to run. She had to run to the bathroom to go sort herself out.
That's
That's probably
amazing.
the best one.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. Zoe's that kind of girl as well.
Yeah. It's just weird. Laurie, I'm so curious about this because I feel like there's a couple times where you might laugh, but generally you're quite stoic. You know,
Nothing makes
you don't
me
give
laugh.
too much away. Yeah.
I do it all internally. I honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like to
feel
show
like mine,
weakness.
I feel like mine is like when you're trying to hold in that laughter. And I think it was listening to the Adam and Joe podcast, the Six Music one, on the bus. And did anyone used to listen to the Adam and Joe podcast on Six Music? Oh, man.
I've listened to bits like, when they do Quantum of Solace and all that.
Yeah, Song Wars and stuff like that. They did a bit about the Points of View theme tune, which is not in keeping with the actual show's tone. And it is genuinely one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. I actually listened to it again the other day and laughed just as much as I did the first time around. But yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. But it's pointless if no one's heard it.
I was the other day, can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, what is time. I was just watching funny videos and going back and forth because it came up. Some of the recommended things, this is going to sound really fucking vain, holy shit, got recommended on my feed was me and Luke reviewing Retribution's Unmasking and when they first got their names, the clip from the WrestleTalk podcast. And I was like, let's put that on. I remember that being quite funny. And I watched it back and it was fucking hilarious. And then I just got in the mood to start watching very funny videos and stuff like that. I watched the Steiner Math promo. It's just so funny. I was almost in tears yesterday just watching it. It's just fucking hilarious every time. It's him stumbling on the words. It's Senior Joe.
Senior Joe.
Senior Joe
is wonderful.
You got 66 and 2/3% chance is always gets me. It's man, what a promo.
Speaking of like blowing our own horn, me pretending to be you to fool Ollie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah!
Yes! What a clip! So fucking good. I loved it. Yeah. And, right, I was thinking this the other day. I think that the person who probably gets the most break, not to do a fucking tier list of who's the funniest at WrestleTalk, but like I feel like Adam and Laurie probably get the most fans being like they're the funniest dudes, probably the most charismatic, they got the most jokes kind of thing. I think low-key Luke Owen is the funniest man at WrestleTalk.
Luke's a lot funnier than me, for sure.
Luke always comes in with fucking gold on almost every podcast he's on.
Don't buy it.
I do. It's some of the best moments in WrestleTalk history are because of Luke. I'll say that.
Oh, thanks, mate.
It's like No Rolls Barred. The funniest person on No Rolls Barred isn't Sully. The funniest person quantifiably on No Rolls Barred is Tom.
Tom,
Yeah, Tom.
100% is Tom.
Tom says 5 things per episode and they're all gold. There's a 100% hit rate.
Yeah.
Like I'll just talk and like 30% of my stuff will land.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom is just it's quality over quantity with Tom, and I think Luke is quite similar in that regard.
Tom definitely picks his moments and just nails it every single
It's when he
time.
just goes to eviscerate somebody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You guys want to see this is going to be terrible for the podcast listeners, but you want to see a thing that had me helpless recently, just talking about like things with laughter. It is this thing. It's Try not to read the title if you can, but it's amazing. This is a little sheep, and it's stuck in a ditch. Poor little thing.
Oh,
come on, let's get you out.
Pulled out. Yeah.
There you go. Well done, little lad.
A little sheep off he runs.
A moron.
Oh no, I feel so bad
Straight
for
in.
it.
It couldn't have aimed better if it tried.
I feel so bad. Oh,
I'd just leave at that point.
oh
Yeah.
man.
You've done your bit.
Yeah, crikey. We've got another Patreon question here from Decker Dane.
Oh wow, Decker Dane.
Yeah. During times when it's difficult to be creative, what helps you get your creativity back on track? It's an interesting question.
Watching a good movie. Tell you what, when I used to be in the Beta Males and we used to do sketch comedy, every single time I would go and see a really good play, I'd come home and try and write a really good sketch. Just just seeing a really good example of what it is you're trying to do. If you want to write well, read a good book. If you want to write a screenplay, watch a good film. Like you'll pick it up and something will spark something and be just like, oh, that connection that they made, that's so exciting because I could do. It's always that for me.
That's good.
Yeah, it's always that one thing that just sparks your mind back into what it knows it can do and just making the dots connect with something else. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
Mine's usually talking to other people. It's just if I'm just sat trying to do something and I'm not feeling it, it's normally just do something else and speak to someone else, and eventually you'll come back round to it, because I find that like I can pick up ideas quicker if other people are kind of telling me my own idea or an idea anyway. Like it's a bit easier for me to kind of jump off that than create the whole thing.
Yeah.
Bouncing ideas off someone's really helped. Yeah, totally. I do that with Kate every now and again. If I think of something, like I've always had a book in me that I've never written. But I always bounce ideas off with Kate. I had an idea about 10 years ago now, which so it was about the final girls from various slasher franchises in a support group.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and there would be a support group, and then and all of their stories would have been like the stories that Hollywood movies are based upon. So it's like that's part of the support group and stuff. And then they are all targeted by a slasher, and they are the final girls, who will be the final girl of the final girls. Turns out someone else has fucking written it recently, and it's been
Bastards.
and it's become a really successful book, and it's just been picked up for like a Netflix series with Charlize Theron. And I showed it to Kate the other day, and she was like, "Didn't you have that idea about 8 years ago?" I said, "Yes, I did, Kate. I did, and I never wrote it." So I'm fuming at myself.
I will say, very damning to the book you've already written, saying like, "I'm pretty sure I've got a book in me somewhere."
Not this one though. That wasn't
not that one though. That
wasn't really a book. Yeah, it's more of a passion project than a book.
It's got an average of 3 stars going by most reviews.
That's all right.
Yeah, I think Google reviews has it down as 3 stars.
That's wild, because it should be much higher than that. I haven't read the book, but I'm assuming
3.3 out of 5 according to Goodreads.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is probably, I reckon this is going to be a question for Adam and Luke. Maybe Abby, because I don't know enough about Abby. Charlie Trevithick says, going to see Grease the musical next week. Do you guys have a favorite musical?
Ooh.
Little Shop of Horrors is a banging musical. It's one of the few musicals where I'll actually listen to the soundtrack afterwards. Book of Mormon's another one.
Yeah,
Book of Mormon's amazing. Les Mis is my favorite.
South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. Fantastic musical.
Yeah, really good. One of the best musicals of all time.
This might be recency bias, but I fucking love Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton's fantastic. Wait for It, one of my favorite songs.
I will say
with Hamilton, is it worth me like going to see it in the theater, or will I get the same experience watching on Disney Plus?
I've never
Disney
seen it.
Plus. It is good on Disney Plus.
But... Yeah, I've only seen it on Disney Plus. I've never seen it like live.
I'm with you, Luke. I haven't watched it on Disney Plus because I kind of believe that down the road I'll eventually see it in person. And I do think like spoiling the choreography, because that's the only thing that's left, because we've all listened to the soundtrack.
Oh, I haven't yet. I won't listen to a I won't listen to a musical soundtrack until I've been to see it.
What a treat!
It is.
What a treat!
Outstanding. Outstanding. I have this conversation with Andy all the time because he likes Hamilton as well. Just how fucking great. Like, there's none on there that's like, oh, that was a bit shit. Like, they're all fantastic.
But I'm with you. I won't listen to a soundtrack until I got to see it. I think
that's right. It's difficult when it's Hamilton because you can't get the tickets and everyone's talking about how good the music is. For me, when I was growing up, Les Mis. I know that sounds basic, but like this, there's not a bad song on that soundtrack, not one, except the one with the lovers singing at each other. That shit.
I really like Phantom of the Opera as well.
I'm pretty
Dimensions
basic.
Groundhog Day was amazing as well.
Oh,
really amazing.
That, yeah.
I really haven't seen that many musicals. I'll be honest.
Have you seen High School Musical?
I'm quite basic.
Technically, Abby, now we're talking.
I've seen High School. I've seen High School Musical 3 and none of the others.
That's not a bad one.
Because I was dragged to it.
Yeah, I would say though, I still think the second one is the best one. Like, of the original trilogy, the second one is way better than the first one. And the third one is basically just the first and second movie. The plots of the first and second movies combined into one film.
Well, they're all the same plot.
No, Abby, that's where you're wrong.
No.
That is very much Abby, where you are categorically wrong. The plot of the first movie is Troy going to pick the basketball team, or is he going to pick drama? The plot of the second one is he going to go to? Is he going to take the job? Is he going to keep the job, or is he going to go after the girl? Very different plot. Plot of the third one,
he seems to be a man who keeps getting binary choices.
Yeah.
And he makes
like
a choice
of which are fine.
Yeah.
The only dud song in High School Musical 2 is "I Don't Dance," because I'm literally watching you fucking dance, mate.
Yeah,
like it's a silly song.
So my favorite musical is the Lion King. I prefer the Lion King musical to the movie. Honestly,
never seen it.
The experience of the musical is fucking outstanding. Like, just the set production, everyone's costumes, like from where we were sitting as well. Like, you have a load of the animals coming down the aisles to get onto the stage and stuff like that. It's just like a whole thing. It's fucking awesome. Love the Lion King musical. Really good.
We're all English. I'm from the British Isles. I'm not English, but like we've all spent time in London. Have we all seen stuff on like the West End?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, however, I'm coming to London in November.
Are you?
Abby!
Andy and I are going to see The Cursed Child.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Cursed Child sounds great. But I was just wondering what everyone's favorite West End things that they've seen is. Because have you seen The Woman in Black?
Yes, that's real good.
Outstanding.
Real good in West End. Yeah, real good.
Curious Incident of the Dog was really good as well.
Love that book.
Really
loved
good.
that.
It was really good.
Play That Goes Wrong is one of the best farces I've ever seen. I know they're a franchise now and like a proper business, but Play That Goes Wrong it's unbelievably well. Like,
that might have been the hardest I laughed, actually.
Yeah, it's
nice.
up there.
The door slam.
When the thing,
but the one where she.
Oh right, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. There's a moment in that that's just so fucking funny, and it's just that like they build it up to this perfect point where it's like it's just about to get right on track, and then this door opens and the whole thing falls apart again. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This may be just me. I preferred Secret Cinema when it was Future Cinema, when it was just a much smaller scale thing and not like the big expansive thing that it is now. They did a live Ghostbusters one, and it was the greatest live show I've ever seen. And it was like watching the movie, but like all the setup for it and everything, and like the actors going around like were brilliant. At the end of it with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, they had this big inflatable Stay Puft like rise up at the side of the thing. It was genuinely amazing. Having said that, I will also say their Back to the Future one is probably the most spectacular thing I've ever seen live.
You guys do so many fun things, and I'm just there in Devon. Like...
London has a lot of downsides, but all the good stuff does happen here.
Yeah.
Oh, Pete's gone. We haven't got any more Patreon questions. Can I see shall I see if I can get onto Patreon?
What's your favourite musical song?
Oh, well, I was going to ask Adam, what's your favourite song from South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut?
Oh, the One Day More parody, because One Day More is my favorite thing from Les Mis, but the marathon song from that, I can't remember what the
When
actual
did the song
name
become a marathon?
Marathon! What is it for? We started for? What the fuck we fighting for? When did the song become a marathon? I want to be up there.
Up there is amazing. Up there's so much room.
Ooh,
Where babies
baby,
bump and
flowers
flowers bloom. Everyone dreams, I can dream too. Up there.
Up where the skies are ocean blue, where I could be safe and live without a care. So good.
Oh, it's
You know,
amazing.
I'm slightly disappointed in you guys. I thought you would have had that conversation for much longer and wouldn't go like, oh no, we don't have any more Patreon questions, and reveal to all the audio listeners that I went to the toilet.
Right.
Anyway,
Can I talk about South Park, Bigger, Long, and Uncut again?
no, you can't. You've
Brian
had your
Boitano
line.
slaps as well. That's a great song.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, Brian Boitano is great. What would Brian Boitano do? I love that song.
Brian Boitano do if he was here right now, he'd make a plan and follow through. That's what Brian Boitano do.
Boitano do.
What is the soldier bit from that song, the marathon song, because it fucking slaps as well. It's literally like all the soldiers just marching on a spot.
It's Randy and
Gerald. Yeah.
Tonight we started a war. Tonight.
What was it? Yeah.
It's tomorrow night, isn't it? Is it
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
night.
God damn it.
Anyway,
very good musical.
got a couple. I've got a very quick one here. This is less of a question and more of a suggestion for Adam.
Okay.
Are you listening, Adam?
I am listening.
Zach Robinson says, hello, WrestleTalk fam. With Denise featuring on the most recent episode of Board Game Club, is there anyone from the wider wrestling YouTube verse you'd like to have on NRB, i.e. Brian Zane, Mega Ran, Dave Meltzer, etc.? You mentioned Dave Meltzer at Board Game Club. Friendly suggestion, SRS and Denise need to be a demon minion duo in Blood on the Clock Tower at some point. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Everyone keeps saying they want Denise on Blood on the Clock Tower. You don't want that.
You don't want Denise on Blood on
That'd
the
be a
Clock
disaster.
Tower. No.
Like, it only worked for Werewolf because she had a binary option. Are you a villager or are you a werewolf? Like, there's no...
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Wolf or not?
SRS would be good on all of those kind of like snake oil, like shoot the shit, get to the gab style games. And I'm talking to Big Damo about trying to get him on board. I think we might be able to get him on the next shoot, but don't quote me on that.
Amazing. Related to that, Independent Taiwan says, what's your favorite role to play in Blood on the Clock Tower? I feel so bad for John on the latest episode. Why John and not Adam? Hello. Thank you guys for all the great work.
My favorite role, I love being the demon. And honestly, like the imp is such a good role because you get to pull the parachute. You'd be just like, oh shit, they're onto me. I'll kill myself and pass it on to one of my minions. It's so good. Like being the demon is the most fun. Like I always like being bad in social deduction games, and I almost never am. Like like I get a lot of stick for always lying, but I'm almost never the demon because like I love it so much. I know loads of people like hate being it, but I love.
I've been on the evil team more than I've been on the good team.
Yeah, you've been on the evil team so many times, Laurie. It's wild.
The one out of all of the ones that I've been on the evil team, and the one I didn't get to do properly was the pit hag. That was the one I wanted to like properly have a go at. I think that's the most interesting mechanic because there's that choice of fuck with a good team, mess with your own team to throw them off, but they can kind of know. Like there's lots of like fun little layers there, and it's kind of lots of options for you in terms of what you get to do at night to like try and save the game for your team.
Best evil, I think, is pit hag. Pit hag being able to create roles and just like forcing people like, you're not that anymore, you're this now. Like it's overpowered to the max, but it's so good. Luke, tomorrow night our lives will change. Tomorrow night will be entertained. An execution. What a sight. Tomorrow night.
You guys aren't even in time because you're across Zoom. This hurts me.
Oh, but wait till we are in person.
I know. And then it'll be insufferable.
Having only played lucky voice.
Having only played Blood on the Clock Tower once as of this week, I don't really have a favorite role because I've only had one, and I'm not going to say what it is because spoilers. So there you go.
Having never played Blood on the Clock Tower, I can't answer the question.
Yeah,
But having
Yeah.
you watch it.
I haven't watched them all because
It's okay.
That's fair.
Quite
That's
long.
okay.
They're long
Yeah, there's a
episodes.
lot, yeah.
They're very long. I was just
This
going
is
to
the
ask, out
thing.
of the ones that you have seen, is there like a role that you think you would enjoy?
I don't know that I'd be very good at games like this in general, to be honest.
Yeah. See,
So, yeah, probably not.
I think I'm with you in that. Well, kind of. I'm not that great at them. I feel like I'm fine when I'm on the good team. I quite like being a detective and trying to piece all the logic pieces together and all that stuff. I'm terrible at bluffing. If I'm on the evil team, I'm screwed because I can't lie for shit. And having to try and piece together logic that doesn't make sense and try and present it in a way that makes sense is that my mind doesn't do that. It doesn't work. So yeah.
Oh man, my frame just got blown off my desk and it's broken.
No.
Oh, no.
What's that?
Yeah.
What was in the frame?
So it's a picture of me and Ollie at the YouTube Christmas party
Nice.
from
Oh.
like
Can you fix it?
2019. I think so.
Is it just the frame that's broken?
Yeah, it's just the frame.
Oh, okay.
You can get a new one then, hopefully.
Yeah, I can just get a new frame.
be
It's
alright.
only a cheap frame that I got from like Asda or something.
The thing about
Sorry.
Blood on the Clock Tower for me is I like being good because I mean I don't have to lie, but everyone, no one believes me when I do. Like I have resting suspicious face, which is
Well,
fun in a
You
meta
have
sense.
you have resting suspicious voice, Adam, is what it is.
Yes.
And especially because like for no spoilers again, for the one thing we recorded when I was playing Blood on the Clock Tower, first thing you did on the first day was like, "Hey Pete, do you want to have a chat?" And I was like, hate this already. No, this is awful. Why are you talking about me? Talking to the new player? Why are you talking to me? You trying to manipulate me? What are you trying to do, Adam? Instantly suspicious of everything you were doing.
The new player under your wing and
Yeah.
shit. I always like when I'm on the good team, I like to be a character that actually gets information. But I've never been a character that gets information every night. Like I've only been one time ever I've actually been a character that like consistently gets stuff. It's literally normally it's a binary. You either did it or you didn't, and you're dead. So yeah, I like when you've got something that you can kind of hang an argument on. But
one of the things I've been doing today is proofreading. So we're going to be launching a No Rolls Bar Patreon at some point in the next month.
Spoilers!
Exclusive content from one Patreon to another.
Yeah.
We're going to be launching a No Rolls Bar Patreon, and included in that Patreon will be 3 exclusive Blood on the Clock Tower games, one for each of the scripts: Trouble Brewing, Sex and Violets, and Badman Rising. And I was proofing the Sex and Violets one today, and Laurie, I don't know if you remember this, but you solved the entire game very early on, like within the first hour. You had everyone banged to rights.
yeah, it was good. Yeah, none of my good games have aired. So that's why my record is 3-5. So all of my good games are on the Patreon.
It's true. I'm slightly better than Laurie now. My record is just.
And also, because we're not releasing it, I guess I can say that also I won as the fucking demon one time that we're not releasing. So we recorded one and we had so many sound issues, and I won as the demon. God,
that
damn
was
it.
Trouble Brewing, wasn't it? You were the end.
That was Trouble Brewing, and we had a poisoner. It was like there was I think it was a 12-person game or 11-person game. So we had two minions. But
did you pull a really good trap like Luke did?
Pulled a really good trap, which was there was just fundamentally, and it was two evil people left at the end, and I think someone else who we shivved all the blame onto.
What a trap!
When Kate got into Blood on the Clock Tower, watching No Rolls Bar play Blood on the Clock Tower, and we watched all the episodes, she was like, "Can we watch the first episode?" Because I was purposely not watching that one. I was like, I don't think I can watch it back. I really don't think I can watch it back.
Mhm.
And we did, and I hated watching it.
Yeah,
Hated watching.
Oh, dude. When Adam... Sorry, go ahead.
Pete. I was gonna say, you can notice if you watch any episode of No Rolls Barred, this is like for anyone listening and to anyone here who's watching, watch any conversation with me when somebody tells me their role, because what I'll do is I will then just look to my second screen and you can see me typing because I'm looking at what that role does. Because I have no idea. And I'll just go like, I'll go, interesting. And I'll look to see what it is.
But it was a baptism of fire, that first game.
That first game, I didn't know what I was doing. And like I completely got sucked in by Ollie and Blair. And
I think if we had one, if we'd had, I think also if we'd had like one more game in us, it's the vote. I think like we could have also turned that around with that one vote where you voted for yourself. on that one thing, if we just tied the vote instead and no one had been executed, it could have turned around from there. But we just didn't know really anything about the voting. That's like quite a difficult mechanic to get your head around.
Imagine if wrestling was as fun as board games. How much more you'd like your job.
God,
It's like board games are amazing. I love running this part because I just get to play and talk about board games all the time. And board games love me back, unlike wrestling.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to when we were like doing the board game club shoots in person. Like that's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I will say, Luke, as well. When Adam
lights in
invited me,
Adam's room.
Yeah, when Adam invited me to do that Blood on the Clock Tower, that's the Patreon one, right? That we did. Yeah. So that'll be part of the Patreon. If you want to see me play Blood on the Clock Tower, check out No One's Barred Patreon.
Pete, you do really well. Like you take it like a
real good.
Water, Pete.
You
do
did all right.
Anything.
I didn't embarrass myself, which is step one. But yeah, as soon as Adam invited me, I was like, I've got to go back and watch all the first Blood on the Clock Towers to remind myself of the Trouble Brewing stuff. Went back and watched your trap, Luke, and it was just the best because it was. You had everything up until then the demon will attack me. And then.
That's it. And I don't know. In my head, I was like, because that will then at least prove what role I am. Because I come from a werewolf background.
Right.
So like in when you're playing one night, like what you're looking for is information that will prove which character you are.
Yeah.
So, but I never contemplated the idea that you're trying to just sort of also prove sort of like a wider thing. And it was in that moment I suddenly realized me proving what character I am is nothing. Yeah. It doesn't really matter a jot. And that was where I completely fell apart. And I was like, oh, this is a completely different. I've been playing this like one night and it's not like one night.
Also, had you pre-done it, then it would have been a bit easy. Like, had you skipped around, but then that's obviously like something we didn't even really discuss with Ben before.
I did, because I said to you on the first day we got together, I said, one of the nights I'm going to attack no one. And then I can wake up the next morning and be like, oh, they tried to attack me because I'm the soldier and that's why I didn't die. And there was a night when I could have done it and I saved it for the following night, but that was the day I got executed.
Yeah, that was pre-Carly as well, so I think we would have got away with that.
When we could all make mistakes. Yeah. Speaking of Carly, so most of you guys know this, but this is again another little treat for the Patreon listeners. But Carly messaged me on Instagram saying, "So Steve, open brackets, Blood on the Clock Tower designer, close brackets, really wants to design a script specifically for the NRB crew and our talents and personalities and run it with us and Ben. Would you be up for that?"
Amazing.
Yes.
OMG, yes, holy moly, I responded, because that sounds amazing. I have no idea what kind of... Because, Stephen Midway is the guy who... has created Blood on the Clock Tower and just like has created like over 100 like roles at this point, I think. But whatever role he would create for Sully, I can't.
Oh, that'd be chaos incarnate.
You have to immediately disclose your role, otherwise you might.
Otherwise, you die. Yeah, exactly.
But then it's going to be hard when the demon's also called the Sullivan.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. See, okay, just real quick. It's vaguely related. Just got a message off Andy Datson on Discord.
Oh no.
That just says, "Stop talking about Blood on the Clock Tower. It smells." How does he know we're talking about Blood on the Clock Tower?
So Andy messaged me.
No.
And said, "Oh, might not be coming back." And I was like, "Oh, come back. They're talking about Blood on the Clock Tower."
Thank you, Abby.
I don't have anything to add to the conversation.
Thank you for solving it.
Abby. We will stop talking about Blood on the Clock Tower.
But other people will like to listen to it.
Well, thank you for solving that, because I said, "How did you know we were talking about Blood on the Clock Tower?" And Andy said, "It's all you guys ever talk about." So
it's so good.
It's great.
Thank you for
so
solving
good, though,
it.
isn't it?
It
makes me so cross all the time.
Yeah.
Every time we play it, I just can't sleep afterwards because I'm just sitting there just going.
I said this to Kate because obviously the game when me and Ollie were the evil twins. I said to Kate, because Kate and Laurie know each other very well. I said Laurie was so mad about that game. He was legit livid about it.
And then I was watching Isaac massively. I was so.
And then I watched the most recent game, and I was like, "Oh, this looks like one of those games where Laurie would have been super mad at the end of it as well." Because you didn't really get to do like any of your stuff. So it just
Oh,
felt
no,
like
I was fine. I was completely fine with that game because I think I sort of thought initially when I was given my role and I was told that someone's going to be the lunatic, I thought that I don't think that really is going to help me trying to convince whoever the lunatic is that like I am the minion if they come to me, which I assumed was going to happen because why else tell me that there's a lunatic ahead of time? So I thought that's not going to help because in this game, it's very easy to have a private conversation. So I assume they would go and immediately try and speak to the other minion who they think they are. And if it's not Brooke, who was the minion, then we're fucked and I'm immediately going to get executed. So better that I just try to be as coy as possible about the whole thing and in the hopes that what happened where Adam spoke to me and then spoke to Isaac and then was like, okay, kill me, gave me a free kill. And then I was like, I'm going to be tarnished with the brush the whole time that I'm probably evil. So I'll just stop talking and I'll stop backing anyone up.
It was a good play because
then late in the game, I can try and skew the vote some way by, having to be a bit ballsy and fucking put my hand up for Carly. But
I think John would have lost his bottle and started thinking you were the demon if it hadn't been for Elliot, almost by mistake, by his own admission, choosing you as the exorcist. Because that was really great. I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back.
Have fun, Adam. While you're gone, let's discuss another question from Ryan Stewart. Says, "What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?"
Let's let Abby talk. Abby, what's your favorite?
What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
We've been sat for the last
Abby?
15 minutes just chatting about a shite that she doesn't care about.
It's not that I don't care about it. I just have nothing to add, and I feel like I'm just like. Favorite Tom. I watched The Terminal recently for the first time. That was very good. Very much liked. Was he in that? Oh, I don't know. Was he in Captain Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoyed that very much. I don't know if this counts, but Toy Story is probably my favorite.
Of course it counts.
Yeah, of course it counts.
Of course it counts.
You don't see his face though, do you? But yeah, Toy Story.
Still Tom Hanks, though,
Innit?
Mine's probably close between Toy Story and Big. I love Big. Big's really stupid.
Is that the one with where he's a kid but he's grown up?
He's grown up.
I think I've only seen that once, like ages ago. I don't remember.
He does sex in that movie.
I know people who say stuff like Sleepless in Seattle or like Forrest Gump and stuff like that, but
I've never seen Forrest Gump.
I prefer his other stuff. Or like Castaway. There's going to be another big one. But like, yeah. I prefer Toy Story is fucking magical, all right? Toy Story is amazing.
As a Joe Dante man, I love The Burbs. I'm just looking through his IMDb list here. I'm also going massively to bat for his directorial movie. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Why can't I think what it is? It's where like he's the manager of a one-hit wonder band, The Wonders. That Thing You Do. It's a movie that's set in like the 1960s and like sort of like the height of like Beatlemania sort of thing, and it's about this like group of guys who write the single called That Thing You Do, and it becomes this big single, and it's like their manager, and they're a one-hit wonder band, and it's about them sort of like, and it's a really really good movie, and it's excellently directed by Hanks as well, and his son's in it, Colin Hanks.
Oh, cool. Adam,
Green Mile, guys, come on, Green Mile.
Green Mile's good. Yeah.
Which Spies is also fantastic.
Favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Well, I really like Castaway.
Makes sense.
On the subject of Toy Story, I saw a thing the other day that was like, you're old when you expect the toys at Disney to say Andy on the foot, but they say Bonnie now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, of course they do.
Oof. That hit me harder.
Yeah,
crikey.
Shag, Marry, Kill, Brock Lesnar, Road Dogg, Al Snow.
What? Adam, we have Patreon questions for this kind of stuff, Adam.
Answer my question, coward.
I think I'd kill Road Dogg.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did the same thing. What was the options? It was Road Dogg, Al Snow.
Brock Lesnar.
I'd marry Brock.
I'd marry Brock Lesnar.
100%.
Yeah.
All day
I think
long.
he'd treat you right.
Yeah.
I mean,
And he
have we all
protects you.
forgotten how he?
Mate.
Have we all forgotten how he proposed to Sable, which is that she had a restraining order against him, and then he broke into her house and demanded that she marry him, and then
What?
she did.
What?
Hang on.
Yes, we all have
What?
forgotten that because I don't think any of us knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's wild.
So he's
Yeah,
a man who
yeah.
fights for what he wants.
Yeah, but Brock has
Fucking
Perfect
hell.
marriage material.
Brock has all of the money though. That's the
Mm.
thing.
All the money.
And then when
Happy
you
with-
divorce him and it doesn't take,
Yeah, yeah.
You won't get
I mean,
half.
I
Ain't
knew
no
he was a
prenup
member of the
here.
NRA. He's also a Republican Party member.
You
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's also not surprising, I'll say.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that. Thanks, Adam.
You're
Picture of
welcome.
him in a cowboy hat exists. Of course, he's a Republican.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cowboy
Uh,
hat with tiny black loafers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are
Um,
those?
Misha Sumra, hi Misha, big fan. Says Misha Sumra backs me on my Patreon that I have, which is pretty cool.
Actually, on mine as well.
Yeah, I know. Misha's a really cool guy. You know what? Tell you
Good
what. Side point. Misha Sumra is part of a board gaming club, and he invited me to said board game club, and I've been one time. I went to go play D&D, and it was very good. But I'm definitely going to be going back when I get time. But it was really cool meeting Misha in person. So hi Misha, you're really cool.
That's
Thanks,
wholesome.
bud. Yeah, it's a really cool guy. He says his question is: you get to make one thing illegal. It can be as petty or as serious as you like, but the thing will be illegal all across the world. What is it, and what would be the sentence for anyone caught doing it? Me, it's not moving all the way down to make space on public transport. Instant prison time. I like that. This is a great question, Misha.
Mm.
Oh, that's good.
I tell you what it'd be.
Mhm.
People who, not for any fault of it, people who say Pacifically or
Specifically,
or
not specifically, specifically.
yeah, or
Yeah.
espresso,
Okay.
and
Yes.
you
Yeah.
you would be forced to not speak for a year till you learn your lesson.
Christ.
There'd be
love
some
that.
sort
Good
of
one. That's a
contract.
really good one.
No, that's very good. Yeah.
Anyone who types a sentence beginning with "I hate to be that guy,"
Oh, yes.
yeah, you have to be put in the stocks and called that guy while people pelt stuff at you.
Yeah. Sign around the neck of that guy for ages. Oh,
Good.
it's
It's
good.
really good.
It's very good.
What annoys me the most? I think over reliance on a catchphrase or like in joke. Like if you make like the same joke more than like 5 times in 1 week, then I think you get a week off where you can't talk.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I had mine and now I forgot it because
How are we going to run the channels though, Adam?
Well, we record Board Game Club every 2 weeks, so that'll take care of it.
That's
yeah,
true.
fine,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, I had mine and now I've forgotten it because of Adam. Thanks, Adam.
You're welcome.
Shit. Luke, have you got one? Save me from my despair.
Pete, is it these? You must be this tall to ride.
No, it's not that.
We're taking it back, Pete. We're taking it back.
It's just a war between us as to who gets ownership of my short jokes.
BuzzFeed.
I can't remember. Sorry, I was trying to find the Sable Brock Lesnar thing. I'm pretty sure it was from a Sable interview where she said that she knew that she was the one when he violated a restraining order to break down her front door and profess his love.
If that ain't a red flag, I don't know what is.
Fucking Christ.
But I'm trying to find the interview and I can't find it, which makes so I am going to preface this. I don't know like how true of a story it is. Then
I
that
hope
might just
this
be one
is-
of those. I'm wondering if it's one of those like wrestling myths and stuff. I'm trying to find the
Slandered
original. I'm
Brock
trying to find the
Lesnar.
original source.
Come on, Pete.
I had it before, and now
What
I
do you
can't remember
hate,
it.
Pete?
It was something. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
What's your biggest
hate that all
D&D
the time.
pet peeve, Pete?
It's not. It was not related to D&D. I want to get this one back.
Oh, tell you what, board game though. When someone
Yeah.
makes a joke out of how complicated board games are, I've done this in a video, but when someone's just like, "Oh my god, I've got no idea what's going on," and then shoots a glance to someone else who's trying to learn the rules, being like, "Can you get a load of this guy? What's all these rules about?" Any of that bullshit, I have zero tolerance for it. Instant punishment. Get the fuck out of my house. You're slowing everyone else down.
This is very specific to our line of work, but I'd imagine it probably happens to other people as well. If I put out a tweet that says WWE Raw is a bad wrestling product, you cannot then message me being like, "But what about AEW? That is also a bad wrestling show." Or my other least favorite line, because this one can get in the fucking sea, which is, "Oh, you would love it if it was on AEW." Because I get that the other way around as well. If I say like I really didn't like something on AEW, now it's smashed.
Luke.
Yeah, that's smashed now.
Oh no, Luke. We heard it smash. We know it's smash.
Big wind.
Luke.
Big wind. Oh no! Be careful.
Oh, I feel so bad for you, Luke.
I'm not wearing socks either.
You should probably do that. Clear it up, Luke.
It actually smashed into like very, very big chunks.
That's
Oh my
good.
God, it's like a thriller where it turns out Ollie was betraying you the whole time.
Oh, I feel so bad. But also, this is a clip for social media. Just throwing it out there.
Always keep an eye on that.
Always on the job, Pete. To be fair, but whataboutism is not exactly
God.
not exactly
Tell you what,
only existing in wrestling, is it? Like,
I had a rant about this on the NXT podcast today, and this was preemptive because I knew people would say it if I didn't address it before I said it, and some people still did anyway, which is stop nitpicking, just turn your brain off and enjoy the show. No, that's not how things work. You can think about stuff and still enjoy them. It's not how it works. You can't. I'm not going to get into it again,
that
get angry.
We should be lucky to get to watch wrestling. Doesn't matter how fucking numbing a 3 hours it is.
But also, what a boring podcast if you didn't have any opinions on it.
Dude,
what would be the point in talking about it? Wouldn't you just list the moves that happened?
I said that on NXT today. I was like, I wouldn't have any thoughts on the show because I wouldn't be thinking about the show, which is what you want. So it'd be like, hey, this was fun. Next segment. Hey, this was fun. Next segment. Like, it wouldn't be a fucking review because I wouldn't have any thoughts on it. Also, literally, while we've been live, there's a guy that has been fucking going off at me on Twitter.
I saw this earlier.
Complaining.
Just don't go on Twitter, mate. It's the best
I know.
idea.
About how you should be lucky.
Cesspool, huh?
How you should be lucky you've got a job.
Yes. So I responded to him earlier because he fucking wound me up.
Yeah.
Because I said I was in the gym this morning and they were playing Raw on the TV. And I was like, and I did a tweet being like, in the gym and they're playing Raw on the TVs. Stop it. Because Raw's a bad show. Everyone laugh, right? Guy responded to say, I think it's ridiculous that you complain so much about the job you do. Change jobs then. So many people are struggling without a job and you complain of your easy job watching a TV show and talking about it. Disgusting. So I responded and be like, hey.
Don't respond, Pete. Don't respond, Pete.
I already did. It's on fucking Twitter. And I said, hey, I don't complain about my job. I'm really fortunate to have my job, especially in the last year and a half, to be able to transition and be able to work from home. And so incredibly fortunate. I complain about Raw being bad because Raw's bad. And since we've been recording this episode, he has responded again to like just shit on me continually. I'm not going to read it out because I don't want to fucking give him the time of day. But
he says he met a lady in she bought candy from someone on the street. It's like, you didn't leave the basement today. Come on, mate. Like
what?
I don't know. He said that he was speaking to a woman earlier who has to work all day to make money to feed a son, and that makes Pete a bad person. Like, Pete's got a job, and he doesn't enjoy watching Raw while at that job.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, not at that job. To be fair, you weren't even at work when you watched Raw, so
no,
which you didn't ask to watch.
No, it's just a bad show, isn't it? I'm allowed to not like a show.
Dreadful.
Funnily enough.
Dreadful.
Yeah.
It is a bad
and people
show,
get it conflicted between not liking a product and not liking my job. I love my job. I'm so grateful for my job. It's fucking amazing. Get to meet great people. Get to do shows like this.
You're
Whereas you get
welcome,
to go on and fucking talk to people. Fucking wild that. And get paid for it. That's
You
insane.
can't spell martyr either.
I know. Oh, that fucking wound me up. Oh, terrible. Fucking hate Twitter. Here's a hot take.
A-R-T-I-R.
Fucking hate Twitter. Fucking
Isn't a
cesspool
martyr?
of site.
That's like a satyr, sort of a goat person, but the other way around. Legs of a bloke, head of a goat.
I am unfortunately going to have to love you all and leave you all.
Holy shit! It's nearly 6 p.m. Fuck.
Yeah, it's nearly 6 p.m.
We can just call it here now.
I've got to record my other podcast.
Yeah, we should let's call it. Do one last question.
I apologize to everybody's questions that we missed. There's a lot of them. Goodness me, there's a lot. Let me just refresh this.
I'm going to do this one quickly. Christian Baltimore, favorite milkshake flavor, Pete.
Ferrero Rocher.
Adam.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oreo, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oreo is great. That's number
Pete.
2.
Sorry, Laurie.
Peanut butter.
Abby.
Plain vanilla, like a good,
like a really good vanilla.
Vanilla milkshake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second to that, Oreo.
Yeah. Peanut butter, I think, is certainly my answer as well. Although, did you ever have those milkshake bars where you could like order? There's like 70 items on the menu.
Yep.
Shake away.
Yeah.
I used to get Haribo and Sugar Puffs was my
you fucking
milkshake
maniac. So did they just go? Did they audibly go when you ordered it?
You're a troll, Luca.
I was with some friends of mine, and they were like, "Just order the weirdest thing you possibly can." I was like, "I'm just gonna get Haribo and Sugar Puffs then," and I did, and I was like, "That's actually delightful. This is really tasty."
That's insane. Just very quickly, no one has to respond to this. It's just a good thing to end off on. Ian McComish says, when you get back to the office, will there be a return to Big Apple Takedown? I'm still worried that Triple H might not know everything.
So the Attitude Era podcast boys on their Patreon read Big Apple Takedown. They did it like a 2-part book review thing, or 3-part book review. I didn't listen to the 3rd part because I didn't want to spoil it.
We didn't get all the way through. Oh man.
Speaking of, I might help us end with this. So this is the final sentence of Gremlins, the novelization by George Gipp. Billy waved back, then shut the door quickly. He did not want to watch as they moved slowly into the darkness and out of his life.
Oh,
wonderful.
Hits the heartstrings, that. Anyway, bye everyone. Thanks for listening. Appreciate the support and all the money and all that jazz. Catch you next month.
Money.
Thanks for the money.
About the cum stuff.
Sorry about the cum stuff. Yeah, and we'll catch you next month. Bye. Where's the record button? Bye.